My delightful audience, first of all, happy Christmas, and now, welcome back. Today we unravel the sinister tapestry of lies, where shadows weave and truth is kept prisoner in the depths of silence. Let me tell you something that most people don't want you to understand. They want you to stay silent. They want you to cower in fear, to never raise your voice, to hide your power under the guise of conformity. They want you to believe that your voice is too small, too weak, too insignificant. But the truth is, they are terrified. They know your voice is a weapon capable of destroying everything they've built, a weapon capable of exposing their lies, their manipulations, and their illusions. They know that once you find your voice, once you speak the truth, once you stand tall and refuse to be silenced, it is the end of their control, the end of their reign over you. You see, the world has been constructed on a foundation of lies. Lies told to keep you in your place. Lies told to keep you quiet. Lies told to convince you that you are not enough. You've been told that your dreams are too big, that your goals are unreachable, that you are nothing more than a cog in the machine, a piece of the puzzle that doesn't matter. They don't want you to speak because they fear that you will uncover the truth of your potential, the truth of your power. They fear that if you speak, the illusion will shatter, and the reality of their control will be exposed for all to see. But understand this, they are not afraid of your silence. They are afraid of your voice. They know that your voice is more powerful than any weapon they can wield. Your voice can rally the masses, can inspire a revolution, can tear down the walls they have carefully constructed around you. Your voice can pierce through the darkness and expose the truth for what it is. That is why they try to silence you. They know that once you speak, once you open your mouth and unleash the truth, they have no defense. They can't hide from the truth. They can't control the truth. The truth is a force far more powerful than any system they have built. And that is why they fear it. They want you to stay silent because they know that when you speak, you become a force to be reckoned with. You become an unstoppable force, a force that cannot be ignored. When you speak, you are no longer invisible. You are no longer just another face in the crowd. You are a person with a voice, a person with something to say. And when you speak, people will listen. The world will listen. And that scares them. That scares them because once you find your voice, once you stand up and refuse to be silent, you will expose them for what they truly are. You will tear down their walls, you will shatter their illusions, and you will free yourself from the chains they have placed around you. But here's the thing. They can't keep you silent forever. They can try, they can manipulate, they can control. But the truth is, your voice is a force that cannot be stopped. They can try to stifle you, to silence you, but they cannot kill your spirit. They cannot kill your will to speak, to stand up, to fight for what is right. No matter how hard they try, no matter how much they push you down, you will rise again. You will find your voice, and when you do, they won't know what hit them. Now, let's talk about the cost of silence. When you choose to stay silent, when you choose to swallow your words and suppress your thoughts, you are allowing them to win. You are giving them permission to continue their reign of lies and manipulation. You are allowing them to control your life, your thoughts, your actions. You are allowing them to dictate your reality, to tell you what is true and what is not. You are allowing them to strip away your power, your freedom, your agency. You are giving them the power to shape your world, to create a reality in which you are nothing more than a puppet, a pawn in their game. But when you find your voice, when you speak the truth, when you refuse to be silent, you take back your power. You take back control of your life. You reclaim your freedom. You stop being a passive observer of your own existence and start being an active participant in the creation of your reality. You begin to shape the world around you, to create the life you want to live, to build the future you want to see. You become the master of your own fate, the captain of your own soul, and that is exactly what they are afraid of. They are afraid of the power you will unleash when you speak. They are afraid of the change you will bring. They are afraid that when you find your voice, you will inspire others to do the same. They are afraid that your voice will spark a movement, a revolution that will tear down everything they have built. They are afraid that you will awaken the masses, that you will inspire people to rise up and demand their rights, their freedom, their dignity. They are afraid that when you speak, the whole world will listen and they will no longer be able to hide behind their lies. They want you to stay silent because they know that silence is their ally. Silence allows them to maintain control. Silence allows them to continue their manipulations without anyone questioning them. Silence allows them to operate in the shadows, free from scrutiny, free from accountability. Silence allows them to maintain the status quo, to keep things the way they are, to keep you in your place. But silence is also a prison that you have built for yourself. And as long as you remain silent, you remain trapped in that prison, unable to break free, unable to live the life you were meant to live. But you don't have to stay silent. You don't have to remain trapped in that prison. You have the power to break free. You have the power to speak your truth, to stand up and refuse to be silenced. You have the power to challenge the lies, to expose the truth, and to change the world. Your voice is the key to your freedom. Your voice is the key to unlocking your potential, to creating the life you deserve. Your voice is the key to tearing down the walls that have kept you confined, to shattering the illusions that have kept you in the dark. You are not weak. You are not insignificant. You are not powerless. You are a force to be reckoned with. And when you find your voice, when you speak your truth, you will realize just how powerful you really are. The world will take notice. The world will listen. And the world will change. But you must first find the courage to speak. You must first find the strength to stand up and say, I will not be silent. I will not be afraid. I will speak my truth, no matter the cost. Because the cost of silence is far greater than the cost of speaking. The cost of silence is the loss of your freedom, your dignity, your power. The cost of silence is the destruction of your soul. The cost of silence is the acceptance of a life that is not yours, a life that has been dictated to you by others. The cost of silence is the death of your dreams, the death of your potential, the death of your future. And that is a price you should never be willing to pay. So my friends, don't be afraid to speak. Don't be afraid to raise your voice, to challenge the lies, to expose the truth. Don't be afraid to stand up and say, I am here. I matter. I will not be silenced. Because the moment you find your voice, the moment you speak the truth, that is the moment your power is unleashed. That is the moment you become unstoppable. And that is the moment they will fear you. They want you to stay silent. They want you to believe that you have no power. They want you to remain invisible, to remain complacent, to remain in the shadows. But the truth is, you have the power to destroy them. You have the power to expose their lies, to tear down their walls, to shatter their illusions. You have the power to change the world. And when you speak, when you find your voice, they will have no choice but to listen. So don't stay silent. Speak and watch as the world changes around you. They want you to stay silent because they know your voice is a threat. But they don't just fear the sound of your words. They fear what your words represent. Your voice is not merely noise. It is the power to unearth secrets, the power to expose corruption, to challenge the status quo, to demand justice. It is the power to shift paradigms and alter the course of history. They know that the moment you speak, the illusion of their control will begin to crumble. The fragile, twisted webs they've woven to keep you submissive will snap, and the truth will flood the world with a force that nothing can stop. This is why they want to suppress your voice at all costs. From the moment you are born, they teach you to conform, to blend into the background, to obey without question. They tell you that you must follow the rules, that you must stay in line, that you must never speak out of turn. They condition you to believe that your thoughts, your ideas, your perspective don't matter, that you're just a cog in a machine designed for efficiency, productivity, and obedience. But they are wrong. You were not born to be a cog. You were not born to be silenced. You were born to speak, to create, to challenge, and to change. Your voice is not just an instrument for communication. It is an instrument of revolution. And that is exactly what they fear. They fear that one day you will realize the vast potential that lies within you, that you will come to understand that you have the power to not just navigate this world, but to reshape it. They know that once you find your voice, they will no longer be able to keep you in the dark. They will no longer be able to keep you subjugated. This is the reality we are living in, a reality built on lies, where truth is suppressed and people are kept in a state of ignorance. Look around you. Look at the structures of power that have been created to maintain the status quo. Look at the systems that have been put in place to keep you in check. These systems are not there for your benefit. They are there to ensure that those in power stay in power. They are there to prevent you from rising up and challenging their rule. They want you to stay silent because they know that once you speak, you will awaken a force that they cannot control. But this is not just about those in power. This is about you, the individual. You have been conditioned for years to remain passive, to remain quiet, to suppress your thoughts and feelings. You have been told that you are not worthy of being heard, that your voice does not matter. You have been led to believe that the opinions of others are more important than your own, that your ideas are irrelevant, that your voice is insignificant. And slowly, over time, this silence becomes your prison. But it is a prison of your own making. You have been given the keys to escape. You just have to find them. You have to find the courage to speak. You have to find the strength to raise your voice, to declare your truth, to challenge the lies that have kept you shackled. The moment you decide to speak, the moment you find the power within yourself to open your mouth and let your truth be known, everything changes. Your voice is not just yours. It belongs to everyone who has been silenced, to everyone who has been oppressed, to everyone who has been told that their voice doesn't matter. When you speak, you are not just speaking for yourself. You are speaking for the countless others who have been made to believe that their words are worthless. When you raise your voice, you are shining a light on the darkness that has kept them hidden, and you are giving them permission to speak as well. Your voice becomes a beacon of hope, a rallying cry for those who have been afraid to speak their truth. And when you speak, they will try to silence you. They will do everything in their power to drown you out. They will call you crazy, delusional, or even dangerous. They will label you a threat to the system, a threat to the established order. They will try to make you feel small, insignificant, and powerless. But here's the truth. They only do this because they know your voice is dangerous. They know that once you start speaking, others will follow. They know that your words have the power to ignite a fire in the hearts of those who have been kept in the dark for too long. You see, silence is not a virtue. Silence is submission. Silence is compliance. Silence is the acceptance of oppression. When you remain silent, you are giving them permission to continue their reign. You are allowing them to maintain control over your life, over your thoughts, over your future. You are allowing them to continue spreading their lies, their deceit, and their manipulation. You are allowing them to continue enslaving you, to continue keeping you in the dark, to continue preventing you from realizing your full potential. But when you find your voice, when you speak out, when you refuse to be silenced, you break free from the chains that have kept you bound. You take control of your life. You reclaim your power. You challenge the lies and expose the truth. You become a force to be reckoned with, a force that cannot be ignored. Your voice becomes a weapon that can cut through the lies and bring the truth to light. This is not just about speaking for the sake of speaking. This is about speaking the truth. This is about exposing the reality of the world we live in, a world that has been built on lies and manipulation. This is about breaking through the illusions that have been created to keep us in check, to keep us from realizing our potential, to keep us from challenging the systems that have been put in place to control us. The world is full of lies, and those in power thrive on these lies. They thrive on the silence of the masses. They thrive on the apathy and the ignorance of the people. They thrive on the idea that we will never speak out, that we will never challenge their authority, that we will never question their actions. They want us to believe that we are powerless, that we cannot change the world, that we cannot make a difference. They want us to believe that we are too small, too insignificant to ever have an impact. But the truth is, the power has always been with us. The power has always been within you. The moment you find your voice, the moment you start speaking the truth, the moment you refuse to be silent, you become a force to be reckoned with. The moment you speak, you awaken a power that has been lying dormant inside you. You unleash the force that has the ability to change the world. So, what are you waiting for? Why are you still silent? Why are you still allowing them to control your thoughts, your words, your life? Why are you still allowing them to dictate your reality? The truth is, you have the power to change everything. You have the power to expose the lies, to challenge the systems, to fight for what is right. But you have to speak. You have to find your voice. They fear your voice because they know that once you speak, the world will never be the same. They fear your voice because they know that once you speak, the truth will come pouring out, and there will be no turning back. They fear your voice because they know that your words have the power to shake the very foundation of the world they have built. They fear your voice because they know that once you speak, you will become a force of unstoppable change. So speak. Speak your truth. Speak for yourself. Speak for those who have been silenced. Speak for the future. Speak for the world that is waiting for your voice. Because when you speak, when you refuse to stay silent, you become the spark that ignites a revolution. You become the change that the world so desperately needs. Never forget this. Your voice is powerful. Your voice is a weapon. Your voice is the key to breaking free from the chains that have kept you bound. They want you to stay silent because they know that when you speak, you will destroy everything they have worked so hard to build. And that, my friends, is why you must never, ever stay silent. You see, the fear they have is rooted in something much deeper. It's not just the sound of your voice they dread. It's what your voice represents. Autonomy, power, the refusal to be molded and controlled. It's the truth in your words, the untamed force behind your expressions, and the undeniable presence you bring into any space. They want you to remain silent because in silence, you become invisible. You become a non-entity, a blank canvas upon which their version of the world can be painted. They want you to believe that being silent is the safest choice, the most comfortable choice, because in silence, you are not a threat. You are not a challenge to their narrative. But let me be clear, silence is the greatest weapon of those who seek to control you. It is in your silence that they thrive. When you remain quiet, when you suppress your thoughts, when you accept the world around you as it is without questioning it, you give them more power. You give them permission to shape the world in their image, to continue manipulating the truth, to maintain their false narratives. They need you to stay silent, because it is in your silence that they can keep you where they want you, in the dark, ignorant, and powerless. However, the moment you choose to speak, the moment you refuse to remain passive, everything shifts. They lose their power. The illusion of control begins to unravel. Your voice becomes a beacon of light in the darkness, a lighthouse guiding others toward truth. And that is why they fear it so deeply. Because once the truth begins to emerge, once it finds its way into the open, there is no stopping it. The light cannot be extinguished. They cannot bury it, they cannot hide it, and they certainly cannot silence it. Think about it for a moment. Who benefits from your silence? Who benefits from your compliance? It is not you. It is not the people around you. It is not your community, your society, or your world. The ones who benefit from your silence are the ones who have something to hide. The ones who benefit from your compliance are the ones who fear what would happen if you ever spoke up, if you ever exposed the reality that they have worked so tirelessly to cover up. The truth is simple. Silence is their shield, and your voice is their greatest enemy. They have built a fortress around their lives, using silence to keep the truth at bay. And as long as you stay silent, as long as you keep quiet, they are safe. But the moment you speak, the moment you stand up and say, "No, this is not right," their fortress begins to crumble. Their lies begin to fall apart. Their manipulation becomes exposed, and their power over you dissipates. Your voice is the weapon that shatters their illusion, and this is why they will fight to keep you silent. They will manipulate you. They will try to convince you that speaking out is dangerous, that it will cost you too much. They will tell you that your voice doesn't matter, that no one will listen, that you're too small to make a difference. They will use every tactic at their disposal to make you doubt yourself, to make you question your worth, to make you fear the consequences of speaking up. They want you to believe that staying silent is the only way to survive, the only way to fit in, the only way to avoid confrontation. But do not be fooled by their lies. The truth is, staying silent is not survival. It is surrender. It is surrendering your power, your autonomy, your sense of self. It is giving in to a system that does not have your best interests at heart. It is accepting the false narratives that have been constructed to keep you obedient and docile. It is agreeing to live in a world where you have no voice, no agency, no control over your own life. When you remain silent, you are allowing others to dictate your reality. You are allowing them to tell you who you are, what you should believe, and what you should do. You are allowing them to control your thoughts, your emotions, your actions, and your destiny. You are allowing them to decide what is true and what is false. And once they have control over your mind, they have control over everything else. They control the narrative. They control the systems of power. They control the information that reaches you. They control the way you see yourself and the world around you. But when you find your voice, when you refuse to stay silent, everything changes. You no longer allow them to control your reality. You take back the reins of your own life. You begin to speak your truth, and in doing so, you invite others to do the same. Your voice becomes a catalyst for change. It becomes a rallying cry for those who have been silenced, for those who have been oppressed, for those who have been told that they are not enough. Your voice becomes a force that cannot be ignored. When you speak, you force them to confront the truth. You force them to acknowledge the reality they have been trying to hide. You force them to face the consequences of their actions. And when you speak the truth, it is not just a personal victory. It is a victory for everyone who has been silenced, for everyone who has been made to feel insignificant, for everyone who has been made to believe that their voice doesn't matter. Your voice gives them the permission they need to find their own voice. It gives them the courage to speak out, to challenge the lies, and to fight for their own freedom. This is the power of your voice. It is not just a tool for self-expression. It is a tool for liberation. It is a tool for awakening. It is a tool for shaking the very foundations of the world that has been constructed to keep you and others oppressed. When you speak, you become a part of something much larger than yourself. You become a part of a movement, a revolution, a collective force that has the potential to change the world. And they know this. They know that your voice is not just your own. It is the voice of millions who have been waiting for someone to speak out, for someone to challenge the system, for someone to expose the lies. They know that once you speak, once you start to question their narrative, once you start to push back against their control, the tide will turn. The balance of power will shift, and the world will never be the same again. This is why they will try to silence you. They will try to manipulate you. They will try to make you doubt yourself, to make you feel like you are too small, too weak, too insignificant to make a difference. They will try to convince you that speaking out is dangerous, that it will only bring harm, that it will only cause problems. They will tell you that you will be alone, that no one will support you, that you will be punished for your actions. But do not listen to them. Do not believe their lies. Do not let them convince you that your voice doesn't matter. Your voice matters more than anything. Your voice is the key to your freedom. Your voice is the key to breaking free from the chains that have held you captive for so long. Your voice is the key to creating a world where truth and justice can prevail. They want you to stay silent because they know that when you speak, you will destroy everything they have built. They fear your voice because they know it is the end of their control. They fear the power you hold within you, the power to change the world, to expose the truth, to challenge the lies. They fear your strength, your courage, and your ability to stand tall in the face of adversity. But I'm here to tell you that it is time to speak. It is time to find your voice. It is time to stand up and say, I will not be silent. I will not be afraid. I will speak my truth, and I will not let anyone silence me. Because when you speak, you unleash a power that they cannot control. You become unstoppable. You become the force that will change the world. In conclusion, never let them convince you that silence is the safe path. Your voice is not just yours. It is a weapon, a force of truth, and the key to unlocking the world's potential for change. They fear your voice because it has the power to destroy the lies that bind you and reshape the future. The moment you speak, you take back your power, and nothing can stop you. So find your voice, speak your truth, and remember that in your words lies the power to ignite a revolution. Never be silent. The world needs to hear you.